Hello, my name is Sholeh Wolpé. I am a poet, playwright, and literary translator. And today I'd like to introduce to you Forugh Farrokhzad, Iranian poet, the first woman who, in the history of Iran, to speak and write completely from a perspective of a woman, socially, sexually, politically. At a time when literature and the arts and just about everything else in Iran were dominated by men, very few women were writing poetry. Remember, she was born in 1935. So this is mid 20th century Iran. And she turned out to be a poet of great audacity, of great and extraordinary talent. So I will read for you a poem that has been published in Words Without Borders, I Pity the Garden, from my book, Sin, Selected Poems of Forugh Farrokhzad. I Pity the Garden. No one thinks of the flowers. No one thinks of the fish. No one wants to believe the garden is dying, that its heart has swollen in the heat of the sun, that its mind drains slowly of its lush memories. Our garden is forlorn. It yawns waiting for rain from a stray cloud, and our pond sits empty. Callow stars bite the dust from atop tall trees. And from the pale home of the fish comes the hack of coughing every night. Our garden is forlorn. Father says, my time is past, my time is past. I've carried my burden, I've done my work. He stays in his room from dawn to dusk, reads History of Histories or Ferdowsi's Epic of Kings. Father says to mother, damn every fish and every bird. When I'm dead, what will it matter if the garden lives or dies? My pension is all that counts. Mother's life is a rolled out prayer rug. She lives in terror of hell, always seeks sin's footprints in every corner, imagines the garden sullied by the sin of a wayward flower. Mother is a sinner by nature. She prays all day, then with her consecrated breath blows on all the flowers, all the fish, and all over her own body. She awaits the promised one and the forgiveness he is to bring. My brother calls the garden a graveyard. He laughs at the plight of the grass and ruthlessly counts the corpses of the fish rotting beneath the thick skin of shallow water. My brother is addicted to philosophy. He sees the healing of the garden in its death. Drunk, he beats his fists on doors and walls, says he's tired, pained, and despondent. He carries his despair everywhere, just as he carries his birth certificate, diary, napkin, lighter, and pen. But his despair is so small that each night it is lost in crowded taverns. My sister was a friend to flowers. She would take her simple heart's words when mother beat her to their kind and silent gathering, and sometimes she would treat the family of fish to sunshine and cake crumbs. She now lives on the other side of town in her artificial home, and in the arms of her artificial husband she makes natural children. Each time she visits us, if her skirt is sullied with the poverty of our garden, she bathes herself in perfume. Every time she visits, she is with child. Our garden is forlorn. Our garden is forlorn. All day from behind the door come sounds of cuts and tears, sounds of blasts. Our neighbors plant bombs and machine guns instead of flowers in their garden soil. They cover their ponds hiding bags of gunpowder. The school children fill their backpacks with tiny bombs. Our garden is dizzy. I fear the age that has lost its heart, the idleness of so many hands, the alienation in so many faces. I'm like a schoolchild madly in love with her geometry books. I am forlorn and imagine it is possible to take the garden to a hospital. I imagine, and the garden's heart has swollen in the heat of the sun. Its mind slowly drains of its lush memories.